Warning, this video contains team selection and captain choices which some viewers may find offensive. Hey guys, and welcome back to Fantasy Premier League TV, the home for all FPL addicts around the world. As always, be sure to support us by hitting subscribe and dropping a like if you enjoy the video. Before we start the Game Week 9 review, here's something I think you should take note of heading into Game Week 10. On Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, 11 Premier League teams participate in the League Cup games. With that in mind, be careful when making your FPL transfers this game week, as these midweek fixtures can always serve up some unexpected injuries and suspensions. Now, I understand that some of you want to get your transfer business done early to avoid those price rises and decreases of your players, and also the cup games will usually involve a lot of rotation. But just be warned that you're always taking that chance bringing in players with midweek games. These games can also provide some key insights into how the teams may line up for the Premier League fixtures on the weekend, so this is just a quick heads up for any of you who are new to the game. The Game Week transfer deadline also returns to Saturday morning this week at 11:30 UK time, so I'm sure a lot less of you will miss this deadline than the one on Friday evening. Just be sure not to get too drunk on Friday night and end up missing this one too. It's easily done and guaranteed to make your hangover 10 times worse. So, following a wildcard week that saw my side pick up a decent 60 points and rose my rank to 455,000, it was time to hopefully start looking up rather than down going into Game Week 9. Now, having played my wildcard last week, I was obviously considering the long term, and I brought in a squad of players that had decent fixtures for the upcoming game weeks. Therefore, I was able to avoid making any transfers this week and saving that for Game Week 10. So let's take a quick look at my unchanged squad and see how they performed over the weekend, and I'll also discuss which players I may consider transferring out. With Fabianski facing Leicester this week, I decided to bring in Elliott from the bench, who played Crystal Palace at home. It seemed an easier fixture, and with Palace only scoring in one game so far, it was just the sensible option. Luckily for me, it paid off, with Elliott bringing home a clean sheet and 1 bonus point. For just 4.2 million, he's still an excellent rotation option for your FPL side, who can free up some of your funds to spend elsewhere. Highly recommended. Despite a lot of you saying to transfer out Ben Davies this week, I decided to stick by him for a further game week, and unfortunately he missed the game again. So therefore, Stephen Ward of Burnley regrettably came off my bench, who, let's face it, was never going to keep a clean sheet at home to a rampant Manchester City. For those of you asking what to do with Ben Davies, well, having missed the last 2 games, it's not looking too good for him as an FPL option now, especially with Danny Rose soon to be returning for Spurs, and therefore more competition in those fullback positions. With that said, I'll probably wait until after Tottenham's League Cup game on Wednesday before I make any final decisions on him. Marcus Alonso once again left his owners extremely disappointed, producing a 1-point return at home to Watford, who was then hauled off at 67 minutes. A major concern for anyone spending 7 million on the high-priced defender. It's very tempting to get rid of Alonso now and free up some spending money, but with Bournemouth to play in his next fixture, I may just give him one more shot. On Saturday, the average point score was a minuscule 27 points for FPL managers, with a lot of the big hitting players not delivering. So a 15-point haul from Otamendi was hugely welcomed, with a clean sheet, a goal and a wonderful 3 bonus points. He's more than made up for the disappointment of Marcus Alonso and Ben Davies in my side. I've no doubt that his ownership will really start to rocket now, considering that's his 2nd goal of the season, his fixtures look good as well, and he's 0.8 million cheaper than Man City's attacking fullback Kyle Walker. Pascal Gross returned 6 points for a 2nd consecutive game week with yet another assist. With 2 goals and 4 assists now for the season, he's been involved in 6 of Brighton's 9 goals, an impressive record. With Southampton, Swansea and Stoke next to play, he looks to remain a great bargain option for weeks to come. So as of right now, he won't be going anywhere in my side. Another popular bargain bin option, Tom Carroll, brought home the bog standard 2 points. He's returned those kind of points in every game week but one, but at 4.5 million you can't really expect much more, and at least you know with Tom Carroll he's nailed on to play every game for Swansea. My premium midfield option, Eden Hazard, finally returned his first FPL points of the season with a single assist. Not exactly what you'd expect from a 10.5 million option, playing at home to Watford, but it's a start at least. Similar to that of Marcus Alonso, I think I'll be giving Hazard one more shot against Bournemouth in Game Week 10 before deciding on whether or not to offload the midfielder. Pep Guardiola and his unpredictable rotation policy once again sent the FPL community into a complete meltdown, with both Jesus and Raheem Sterling dropping to the bench in their home fixture against Burnley. For me, this meant Loftus-Cheek, another one of my budget options, filling in for Sterling and delivering 1 point. Jesus, on the other hand, ended up playing a measly 14 minutes and therefore gave me a single point as well. Jesus and Sterling delivered a whopping 28 points between them in the previous game week and were therefore two of the most transferred in players for game week 9 and even led to a lot of managers captaining them. A massive letdown for many, but fortunately I didn't captain either, so it didn't cost me as much as others. You've really got a feel for those managers who ended up captaining Jesus especially. With Aguero now back in the mix for Man City and Leroy Sané also racking up FPL points for fun, it's becoming an absolute lottery for Man City players at the moment. But again, I'm going to wait to see how Man City line up in their League Cup game during the week before making any decisions on Sterling and Jesus. I feel confident that over the season, Aguero should be a better option than Jesus, but it's not so easy finding the funds to bring him in. Forgotten man Jamie Vardy blanked for a third consecutive game week, so a big disappointment there, and after only 2 weeks on my side, I'm already starting to lose patience with the Leicester striker. He plays a struggling Everton at home next, so he's another player in my side that I may not give up on just yet. Since the season began, I've been switching my captaincy armband around and never seeming to get it right. Every time Harry Kane had scored 2 goals, I ended up missing the chance to captain him, so this week, despite his bad record at Wembley, I just decided to stick with him so I wasn't left with any regret. Well, thankfully, this time it worked out an absolute treat, with Harry Kane being the star man in Tottenham's demolition of Liverpool. He delivered a mouth-watering 16 points, the most of any player for Game Week 9, which gave me 32 in total and seriously enhanced my score and rank. He may have disappointed us in a lot of game weeks so far, but he's more than making up for it now, and it's simply too stressful and concerning to not own the Tottenham striker. So despite Pep Guardiola and Man City letting a lot of us down this game week, I still managed to pick up an impressive 73 points, FPL TV's second highest game week of the season. This provided my team with another decent rank boost to 180k, and will allow me to sleep a lot better through this week. As I've mentioned throughout my video, the League Cup games are this week, so I won't be making any transfers until those cup games are done, as there's always a chance for those injuries, and they should provide us with some insights into the team lineups for Game Week 10. And that wraps up the Game Week 9 review. I'll be back during the week to build up to Game Week 10, to discuss my team selection, and also for the point predictor. As always, if you enjoyed the video today, then please consider supporting FPL TV by hitting subscribe and maybe leaving a like. I'll also have additional videos coming out for the game week, so be sure to hit the notification bell so you can be notified on every upload on the FPL TV channel. Thank you so much for watching, and remember folks, FPL responsibly.